Hey guys, welcome back to Loud Quiet Vids. We're here today to give you our Oscar predictions for this year.
Actress in a leading role, which personally I think is the best category out of this.
It's definitely the toughest one.
The toughest one,
yeah.
And I would think there's so many great performances in here. The only one I didn't see is Meryl Streep, and I feel like she was just put in there because she's Meryl Streep. But the nominees are Sally Hawkins in The Shape of Water, Frances McDormand in 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Margot Robbie in I, Tonya, Saoirse Ronan in Lady Bird, and Meryl Streep in The Post. Who I think is gonna win, and she would deserve it if she won, is Frances McDormand, because she completely, turned into that character. She showed so much emotion and vulnerability and anger and humor and stuff. So I think she's gonna win.
You really liked her talking to a CGI deer?
Yes.
About reincarnation?
Yes, that's not her fault that the CGI wasn't the best.
But what I will say is, my personal pick, who I don't think is gonna win, but I would like to see her win, is Saoirse Ronan for Lady Bird. Because I think she perfectly portrayed, a rebellious teenager who's just trying to do her own thing. And to do so, not even because she's Irish, with an Irish accent, and doing that so well, having all the tonations in her voice for so many different things that teenagers
sorry
go
to cut
through.
you off, but even before this film, she was really well known for doing these accents. And I feel like that's something she was trained as a child. Not to discredit the performance, because it is great, but this was definitely a lifelong teaching.
Yeah, right. So I'm sure she's had practice with that, but I think this performance was just really just caught me, because I think she hit all the right notes. I think she was the perfect cast for that role. I also loved Sally Hawkins. I thought she gave a great performance in The Shape of Water. Such a difficult thing to barely say anything in a movie and still become someone.
Right.
But I would want Saoirse to win it, but I think Frances is gonna take it.
Yeah, this is really tough. Frances is kind of the obvious answer. And also I was thinking maybe Margot Robbie and I, Tonya, since despite being miscast, she does a wonderful job with that, and that's what the Oscars go for. They go for glamorous actresses playing ugly people and really kind of going all out there. But I'm really gonna take a chance here and say I think the Oscars are gonna give it to Saoirse.
I felt that it was gonna go to Saoirse right after we saw Lady Bird. But then when I saw 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Frances McDormand is just her performance, similarly to Allison Janney in her supporting role in I, Tonya, it's so raw. And unlike that character, this character, I really felt every single emotion she was going through. Even when she was saying the most obscene things at times, I still kind of understood where she was coming from in a different way compared to all the others, even though I think this is the strongest category in all of these. I could see it going to each one of them, even though I know that it won't. Aside from Meryl Streep, because I haven't seen The Post. But I think it will go to Frances, and it should go to her. If I'm surprised and it goes to Saoirse, I would not be disappointed, because I think it's also more than the Irish, her changing her accent, because I know, like you were saying, that it's probably something that she did her whole life. I really believed her to be this teenager growing up.
I went to a screening of it, and there was one guy who kind of had a problem like that. Oh, she's this really smart young woman. I couldn't buy her.
Oh no, I bought it. I bought it. She was so whiny. Sometimes, even though I loved her, I wanted to smack her. She was such a teenager, such an American teenager.
Yeah, and she also had great chemistry with Laurie Metcalf, which helped both of their performances going back and forth.
That's why I'm kind of leaning towards Saoirse, because I really do feel like the Oscars are going to ride the Lady Bird love. And this is such a mother-daughter movie. Yeah. So I feel like they're going to want to award the two of them, something in a similar way to something like Moonstruck, where the mother and daughter won the 2 categories respectively. I think it's gonna be a situation like that. Mm-hmm. It's a case where my head's saying Frances, but my gut's telling me Saoirse, so I'm going with my gut here. I would personally want Sally Hawkins to win, though. She's great in everything, but she really puts her all in here, and it's a wordless performance too, and it's so moving. Best actor in a leading role. We've got Timothée Chalamet, I might be mispronouncing it, but whatever, in Call Me By Your Name. Daniel Day-Lewis in Phantom Thread. Daniel Kaluuya, sorry if I mispronounced these names, in Get Out, this is the toughest part. Gary Oldman in Darkest Hour. And Denzel Washington in Roman J. Israel Esquire. And by the way, I love the fact that there are 2 Dans here in this category. As far as like who will win, I feel like this is kind of a lock with Gary Oldman in Darkest Hour, even though there are some people who think Timothée might be the one to like upset this. But I don't know, still Gary Oldman. That is surprising that Timothée is the upset here, because most people were expecting it to be Gary Oldman and Daniel Day-Lewis, but it seems like Timothée is taking over as like
I know
second choice.
He seems to be the popular pick.
And also, if he does win, he will be the youngest actor to win an actor in a leading role.
I liked his performance in Call Me By Your Name, even though I didn't love the movie, but I didn't feel like he did much. I'm sorry, Timothée. I know you're a great actor, but it's just the script, I don't know, the script didn't call for too much of a performance.
Aside from, you know, putting your dick in a peach, like...
And we didn't even see that, come on.
All this Call Me By Your Name dissing, like, we're gonna get so much hate in the comments.
I
like,
know we are.
What, you monsters? Couldn't you feel this love story? I think my favorite performance here is probably Daniel Day-Lewis in Phantom Thread, but I mean, Daniel Day-Lewis has enough Oscars already, even though he says this is gonna be his last performance, but still, he is a 3-time winner. And Gary Oldman has been great in almost everything he's been in. And this is kind of a real, like, career Oscar type performance. Like, this is his time. And he does a really good job in Darkest Hour. And he really transforms himself into Winston Churchill, so why not?
I feel like I am going to end up changing my mind, but I'm sticking true to what I wrote here. And I did write Daniel Day-Lewis. Mostly because he's saying it's going to be his last performance. I think that's going to give him a little bit of a perk in the cat, which it shouldn't. I haven't seen Phantom Thread, but if it's good enough, I think they might be able to sneak him in there for the win. I would like it to go to Daniel Kaluuya in Get Out, because I really liked his performance. I really thought that he played terrified in an excellent way. And yeah, that would be my pick.
I liked Daniel and Get Out too. Sorry, just that last name. I have a real tough time pronouncing.
I think it's Kaluuya. Fact check that though.
Right.
Kaluuya.
But I feel like he was mostly just reacting to everyone around him. If that makes sense.
That's a good point.
Like, I feel like it's mostly him reacting to these sort of eccentric characters.
I'm pretty sure that Gary Oldman's gonna win, but I would like to see Daniel Kaluuya win as well.
Who will also be the youngest if he does win, but Timothée is probably the more likely winner of the two.
Are they the same age?
This is gonna make us feel really old, but like I think this is the first time 2 like 90s men are in this category.
Yeah, I think so.
We're at the age where people our age are getting nominated and winning Oscars.
Yeah, but again, when I first saw the movie, like I think I took it for granted because I just figured, oh, it's a good movie, but it's not going to get nominated at the Oscars because it came out so early and it doesn't seem like an Oscar movie. So I took it for granted, but looking back on it and watching it again, I think he, sold the performance really well.
Let us know down in the comments what you think will be taking home awards this Oscar season, and we will see you next time.
Oh.